Numbers just speak for themselves, or is there some kind of other motive for the filing at this time, Joey?
No correlation at all, Mike. You kidding? I'm being sarcastic, obviously.
100 million each fight.
I would think close to $1 billion.
He probably is, but he spends like a mother. He probably has like a couple $100 million in jewelry.
What Floyd writes on his Instagram: believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, especially when it comes to the...
Floyd Mayweather, once known for earning over $1 billion throughout his boxing career, is now at the center of growing financial speculation. Recent reports, including those connected to outlets like CNN, have raised questions about whether his current financial standing truly matches the image he presents publicly, although he continues to showcase a lifestyle built around private jets, luxury real estate, and high-end jewelry. Some sources suggest that heavy spending, less successful business ventures, and increasing legal expenses may be creating financial strain. In addition, there are unverified claims indicating that he could be selling off certain assets to meet financial obligations. Some discussions have gone even further, pointing toward the possibility of deeper financial challenges, including concerns about potential bankruptcy in the future.
Watch me talk about my watches. Right here, I got 3 cases, and they're all full with watches. So when I travel, I like to take, if I'm going for 45 days, I like to take 45 watches with me. I like to have options. So everybody's always asking me, what's your favorite watch? Well, one of my favorite watch brands is &Co. As you can see right here, I got this a few months back, and it's one of my favorite watches. One of the best brands in the world. That's just my personal opinion. I like the brand so much, I went and bought another watch just yesterday, &Co. As you can see, &Co. Now, let's talk about watches. Let's talk about jewelry. Let's talk about a few things. I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. So we'll set this to the side. Now, we want to give the people an appetizer or something light. So we give you 2 appetizers, then we give you a main course. Just a few watches that I got while I travel. So check this out. We're going to go here first. And of course, the company is &Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come to you guys.
There was a time when Floyd Mayweather stood at the very top in terms of financial success within the sports world, earning enormous amounts through high-profile fights, endorsement deals, and public appearances. However, the steady stream of income that helped build his wealth may also have contributed to challenges in maintaining it over time. Instead of prioritizing long-term financial planning, his lifestyle often reflected the idea that such earnings would continue without limit. Luxury spending became routine, including investments in customized private jets and a growing collection of expensive vehicles that as time passed, preserving an image of extreme wealth and extravagance appeared to take precedence over financial control. Ironically, the same approach that built his public persona may now be playing a role in the financial pressure being discussed around him.
Well, I didn't say kidnap, but you got your passport taken. You can't come and leave when you want to go, but he ain't in jail, so
okay.
He's out in a 6-star hotel being Floyd, so I guess it ain't that bad, but we'll see. We're going to watch and see like everybody else.
That's crazy. I mean, when you think of Money Mayweather, you thinking like Floyd may have like $1 billion or something.
He did. He made $1 billion plus. Floyd made a lot of money. And I don't really know Floyd's business, so I'm not going to speak on Floyd's business, but Floyd's very, very, as the world knows, he's money made, very flashy.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, we both made some real money, but you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
Shit, he probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes.
We
say we made $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. We really don't got no paper like that saved up.
A fact.
So even if he's making $100 million, if he's burning through $5, $6, $7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but me and you, we never count nobody's paper. So
not at all.
I hope he got 10 billion. And I hope he get out of his problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out. Like whatever the tab is, he should be able to wire that.
Yeah, I think he could do that with no problem. I think he.
Floyd Mayweather's time in boxing was not just marked by success in the ring, but also by extraordinary financial gains. His widely followed match against Manny Pacquiao reportedly brought in over $250 million, while his fight with Conor McGregor generated comparable earnings. During that era, he was consistently ranked among the highest paid athletes globally despite these massive paydays. His financial behavior indicated a belief that such income would continue indefinitely. Lavish events, flying large groups on private jets, and engaging in high-value gambling became regular elements of his day-to-day lifestyle.
Purchase a sports team and may never have to pay taxes again. The tax code offers these super wealthy so many methods to erase their income through deductions, and none is better than purchasing a sports team. Buying a sports team is like buying a unicorn real estate property. The value is always going to go up, the owner is going to make money, but on their tax return, they're going to use a strategy to report that they're losing money. See, the owner is actually allowed to write off the entire cost of the sports team against future income. This will allow Floyd to pay less in taxes. It's called amortization, which is very similar to depreciation. But if Floyd ever decides to sell the team, then the taxes will be owed. Who cares then? Because the taxes he was supposed to pay during those years, he's going to take that money, reinvest it for personal profit. See you, Floyd. Hit your boy up if you need help with taxes. My name is Duke, and I make taxes very easy.
Floyd Mayweather's legacy goes beyond his achievements in the ring, as it was also shaped by the enormous wealth he accumulated during his career. His blockbuster bout with Manny Pacquiao is believed to have earned over $250 million, while his crossover fight against Conor McGregor brought in similarly high revenue. At the height of his career, he was regularly listed among the top-earning athletes worldwide. However, instead of focusing on preserving that wealth over time, his actions often reflected the idea that such earnings would never slow down. Hosting extravagant gatherings, traveling with large entourages on private jets, and participating in high-stakes betting gradually became a standard part of his everyday routine.
A substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future.
Joe Rogan has also shared his perspective on the situation, criticizing what he considers a careless approach to handling tax obligations. He pointed out that regardless of how wealthy someone is, failing to properly manage taxes can lead to serious consequences. He further explained that there are many past cases where individuals with significant wealth eventually face financial collapse due to poor handling of such responsibilities. Rogan suggested that the high-profile lifestyle presented by Floyd Mayweather might be concealing deeper financial concerns, noting that similar patterns have been observed in other situations before.
On Instagram, $26 million, a payment he made to the IRS. By the way, nothing makes your tax payment look shadier than when you're just holding up cash.
Right.
That's not a good look for the IRS. But he showed his actual, $26 million. They just pay him. Like, I don't know why, like, he's mad at the media. It's like, oh, you guys are making things up. No, it's leaked that you asked to pay after this fight. Like, you make all this money. If I was Mayweather, not only would I pay them on time, the IRS, I'd tip them. I'd be like, hey, here's what I owe you. Here's a little bit. Get your woman something nice, all right? How was Christmas for your kids? All your Jewish...
Joe Rogan has also shared his perspective, raising concerns about what he as a casual approach toward handling tax responsibilities. He stressed that no level of wealth can prevent serious consequences if financial obligations like taxes are neglected. According to him, history has repeatedly shown that even extremely wealthy individuals can face major financial setbacks due to poor management in this area. He further suggested that the luxurious public image of Floyd Mayweather might be concealing deeper financial issues, pointing out that similar patterns have been seen before. A commonly cited example is Mike Tyson, who once earned hundreds of millions during his career but eventually filed for bankruptcy after years of excessive spending and lack of financial control. His lifestyle was known for extreme purchases, including exotic animals and high-end properties. Because of this, some analysts draw comparisons between Tyson and Mayweather. They argue that while Mayweather continues to display wealth through luxury cars, jewelry, and real estate, there's ongoing debate about whether his true financial position aligns with the image he presents publicly.
We've all seen the headlines saying Mayweather needs money, Mayweather has problems, Mayweather needs Conor McGregor. Well, the truth couldn't be further. Let me tell you, Floyd Mayweather just posted this on his Instagram, and I know it's true because anyone who was around Floyd Mayweather back after the Pacquiao fight in 2015 saw Mayweather with the $26 million paycheck for the IRS. And this is what Floyd writes on his Instagram. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, especially when it comes to the media in this country. While everyone is counting my money and assuming the worst, these are the facts. Uncle Sam received $26 million from me in 2015. What else could they possibly want? I'm sure I would have been notified much sooner if there were any real discrepancies, right? Bottom line, everybody just wants to be part of the Money May show, including the IRS. That's fine. You can crunch numbers all day, but in the end, my empire is rock solid and intact. Now calculate that. Hashtag TMT, hashtag Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather has often spoken about the value of strategic investing, frequently mentioning concepts like buying assets at lower prices and selling them at a profit, especially within the real estate market. However, some critics believe his actual financial decisions do not always align with those principles. In the ring, his precision, timing, and defensive skill set earned him a reputation as one of the greatest undefeated fighters of all time. Despite that, many observers highlight that success in sports does not necessarily translate into effective financial management. The discipline and control that defined his boxing career appear, in their view, to be less evident when it comes to handling long-term financial matters.
I mean, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much, and so I don't really know what's going on with him. I know he's doing things that, to better his life, like, buying homes and buying, different things, and so I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So I mean, I haven't seen him in quite some time, and I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything.
I know that KSI's team will be.
Concerns have also come from within his own family. Jeff Mayweather, the uncle of Floyd Mayweather, has openly raised questions about some of his financial choices. In interviews, he has shared that he occasionally struggles to understand Floyd's decision-making, especially in the area of investments, though he indicated that certain business moves may be made without a clearly defined plan, suggesting that maintaining a public image can sometimes take priority over careful long-term strategy. In addition, reports of large-scale real estate ventures have been met with doubt by some experts, who emphasize that the property market involves significant complexity and risk, making such claims harder to assess without detailed evidence.
Consistency when it comes to teams that you don't like and not a fan of, and they constantly win all the time. The Patriots went through the same thing. Small example. I'm going to just take boxing, for instance.
Right.
Floyd.
Yes.
Everybody loved when Floyd was winning early in his career.
Yes.
But when he kept winning,
yes,
he became the villain.
Yes.
And then everybody paying in and tuning in to see him lose.
Right.
Another area raising concern relates to matters involving the Internal Revenue Service. Reports indicate that Floyd Mayweather had previously been encouraged by authorities to sell off certain assets in order to resolve outstanding tax obligations. Warnings from tax agencies are often viewed as signs of deeper financial strain, and failing to act on them in a timely manner can make the situation more difficult to manage. In this situation, it has been suggested that delays in addressing these responsibilities may have further complicated what was already a sensitive financial position.
And back at it again, and y'all know how I get down over here. We talking boxing. Now, I am fresh off watching episode 1 of the All Access of the upcoming fight between Floyd Money Mayweather and Marcos Maidana. Now, a lot of people may have gotten a lot of things from watching that episode. It was real flamboyant. We seen Floyd Mayweather tossing his money around as always, talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with a emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. They're something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching the sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. Get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport.
At one point, Floyd Mayweather addressed rising concerns by claiming he had paid around $26 million in taxes. However, instead of resolving the issue, the statement led to further uncertainty that IT raised questions about whether this payment covered his total tax liability or only a portion of what was owed. Some critics also suggested that the timing of the announcement may have been intended to influence public perception rather than provide full clarity on the situation.
He owed that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of.
Despite ongoing concerns, Floyd Mayweather later claimed that he had invested tens of millions of dollars into real estate, including the purchase of several properties in Manhattan. He further stated that these deals were carried out independently, without the involvement of business partners. However, these claims have been met with skepticism from various analysts and observers. The reported scale of the investments, combined with previously raised financial questions, has led some critics to remain cautious and seek further confirmation before accepting the details as fully accurate.
What things happen? I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back.
Rather than reducing doubts, these statements have instead increased public skepticism. If they are accurate, they may point toward a pattern of rapid and potentially high-risk expansion. The strong connection to a luxury-driven lifestyle is often viewed as one of the key concerns surrounding Floyd Mayweather. Expensive vehicles, designer clothing, and high-value jewelry remain strongly linked to his public image. Some sources suggest that his level of spending may at times exceed his incoming earnings, potentially creating an ongoing financial imbalance. When combined with significant tax responsibilities, the overall financial picture becomes more complicated and harder to maintain over time.
Whether the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3-4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running.
That'd be at least 400 million. I mean, some of the purses from his fights are like 100 million each fight.
I would think
shit.
Close to $1 billion.
He probably is, but he spends like he probably has like a couple 100 million in jewelry. Have you seen like videos of his jewelry?
Yeah, some crazy. Let me see. Let me see what his net worth is. Mayweather net worth.
Them Googles be lying though. Huh?
They be lying? You think?
I think so. It's probably not accurate. I mean,
let's see what they say. Exactly what you said. It says an estimated $450 million.
Yeah.
Richest boxer in the world.
And that brings today's video to a close.